All right, we are ready to roll. Let me get everything together here for you. I'm excited to have you here with us. And this training is specifically on how to better use Infusionsoft as a salesperson. Let me grab something here. Okay, so we're going to go through, and you're going to see it on your screen. My face will disappear here in a couple minutes, and as soon as I get the right notebook, we'll be in good shape. So, first of all, you have to sign on to the system, and you all should have got an ID, and you should have got a password through your MetaSense ID, and that's what you got to use to sign on to the system, because everyone who's in the system has a MetaSense user ID. So let me go and bring up the screen to show you where we're going to start. And I always have fun with this. Got so much on the screen. I think that's it. All right, let's share. Yes. Okay, so when you sign on, this is where you're going to end up. It's called the dashboard. And just to make you feel a little bit more comfortable, the biggest places you'll be is contacts. You'll be using this little house here. We'll get to that a little bit later. Here's your questions. You can go to the help center and get questions. That's really all you're going to need to use to make this thing work the way you need it to. So you're signed on. This is where you're going. And so let's start by clicking this little, see this little down arrow here? It controls your menu. When you go to that little down area, it brings, this is the control menu. Now, yours may look a little different than mine because just the security settings that are set up. So what you want to do is I want you to select contacts. This is where you're going to spend most of your time. Click on it and you'll get to this screen. Now, what you have to do here is come over here to where it says miscellaneous criteria. You select miscellaneous criteria, and then using your drag bar, you go all the way to the bottom. And at the bottom, you can see the users who are in the system. And you would select your name, okay? And I'm going to use one of your reps here. And then once I highlight that rep's name, then I would simply go over here and click search. Boom. And now what happens is all the leads that are assigned to you will come up in a screen that looks like this. And this is really what you've got to work with. And excuse me, I got a terrible cold. That's why it might sound like I'm speaking through my nose, but I really thought it was important we got this video out today because so many of you are in the system now and there's so much we need you to do. All right. So as you can see, if you want to change what displays on this screen, then you go right up here where it says edit criteria and columns. And then you select columns over here. And this allows you to simply pull stuff. These are all the fields that you could see. And these are the fields that we're seeing. And you can take them off or add them in either way you want. You just simply select the field and then select the little arrow that moves it over to the display. Because you may, each of us sells a little different. Each of us wants a little bit of different information. So that's why that's set up that way. Again, just so you know, you come in here, edit columns, select columns, and that takes you where you need to go. All right, so we're going to get out of there now. So as you can see, I have it set up to show me what's important to me as a salesperson. I need the phone number. I need to know who it is that I'm contacting. I need to know the company. I want to know geographically where they're at. And now these little buttons across the bottom, you don't have to necessarily use them all, but I know one of the things that we talk about all the time is email. So if you select email, this will show you all the email that's been sent out by us to this particular account. And as you can see from the screen here, it shows you when the email was sent, whether they did anything, whether they opened it, unopened it, clicked on something. All right. Tells you what the subject of the email is. And if you click on this, it'll actually show you the actual email that went out. So you can see it if you want. It'll show you where it went out from. So you can also compose an email directly to the user from here if that's something that you want. The second place you'll be a lot is in what we call the tasks here. So if you click on tasks, and I don't really understand why we're running so slow today. Let me get, I'm on the right server. So what this will show you and allow you to do is set up tasks. We don't recommend you do them from here, but you can. And we'll show you that in a minute. It'll show you any tasks that are outstanding, any appointments that are outstanding, open, and they're really all you really need to worry about at this point. You can experiment as you go along. Now, if you want to see the whole record, which I like to see when I'm making a call, all you got to do, now, one more point before I go further. You see these little flames? That tells you how hot the lead is. If you get it to a 5 flames here, that means this person's pretty active, as you can see from the emails, clicks, and those type of things. So you click on the name. Okay, let's see. And that may be a direct relationship to the display more. Nope, there it is. Okay, so now I have the detail record for this particular account. You can see, I can find out anything and everything about them. Here's their email. This one happens to be not opted out of campaigns, but that's all right. You can see some tags which aren't relative right now. But you can also see appointments and tasks, which we're going to get to in a minute. And here again is all the history. And that's not all of it. If you hit view entire history, and we've been working with this person for a long time, it'll show you. But when you make a call, it's very important that you go down here the first time. Let's talk about the first time you're connecting with this particular person. You want to go down here where it says add the task. You click on add task. And now what you need to do here is you need to, the first time you just add a description. This is first call to the client, and it brings up today's date and time. You say, and then you make the call to the client, and then whatever transpires, you'll write here, and you'll also close this task, but you will click save and new. And what that does now brings you another task, because what is the next thing you're going to do? Well, if I didn't get a hold of them, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try to call them again. And when am I going to do that? Later today, another day. Every connection we want in here, so we're on top of what's going on with the client. Now, if you want to notify somebody else of what went on, you can put that over here. Like what I want is, if you're connecting with a client and you want to notify me, you just of the next task, or you want to set a task for me to say, Manny, I can't find any, the phone number's no good. I don't have any information. I can't find any more I can't get through to this particular person, any of that, just send me a task from right here, and that'll come up on my machine, and then I will work it. But every call that you make. Now, after that first one, what will happen is if you set up a call for tomorrow, let me show you what will happen, or a task for tomorrow. You go back over to the main screen. Over here, you click this little house, you click My Day, and it shows you everything you set up to do for today. So if you have calls for today, they will actually come up. That's your driver. Now, after you make the call and you learn something, like I might have learned that this isn't the right contact, and they gave me the right contact, and or the company name's wrong, or the phone number's wrong, or I picked up a cell number. Now, if there's something important, you can go down here to where it says notes, and you can actually create a new note that says this is a particular thing we did. But you know, you learn some stuff. We need you to make sure that you put that information in there. And again, if it's something that I need to get involved with, set a task up, make me notified, let it happen right now, and then I'll get that task and I will research it for you. You know, you may say this lead's no good. There's no way we're going to do anything with them. Fine. Note that. Send me a task, then we'll set them up on some kind of electronic process to keep working. And that's it. And that's it. And let me go up here so to show you what this looks like. You can see this little button right here, right? And you see My Day. If I click that, I happen to have a lot of tasks here, so it's going to look a little different than yours might. But what it shows you is every task that's in the system with your name on it that's due, I think up until tomorrow. I think that's how it works. Infusionsoft working very slow today. And sometimes you'll get this in the system, but as you can see, we're not going to work with any opportunities, but if I look at tasks right here, and I can see, here's all the tasks. And if I click on any of them right here, comes up over here, says I can't connect. There it goes. And then it shows me who it is. I can always click on them to get more detail. I can work them directly from here. It's very flexible and easy for you to use. But the key I want to emphasize to you is that we give this to you so we can see what's going on, so we know people who's being called, we know people aren't coming through, and it also helps us to create better leads for you, because if we're finding that you're making 10 calls and you're not getting anywhere with an account, we haven't given you the best lead, and that's where we try to help you. Hey, it's Manny Nowak. I hope this video has helped you. If there's other areas that you'd like some help in, just let me know and we'll shoot a video about it. Let me stop the share here and say, keep rolling. We're on a mission here to make you successful as a sales rep. And I thank you for your time today.